Hello guys and welcome to episode 8 now of In Hindsight. This is game 2 against Mousesports. We won the first game playing Terror this game. If you're new to In Hindsight, is this series where I watch back all my SPL games in the spectator client. I look at my own gameplay and see what I did right and what I did wrong. I'll try and see what I can do better, and I'll explain my thought process behind my decision making. It's basically my other series Overexplained, where I just take a ranked game and really go into depth with what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it with my SPL games instead. So we're playing Terror right here. I'm gonna start the Health Chalice, Shell, Guardian's Guardian's Blessing and Boots 1. And the reason why I'm only getting 3 potions is because we are just gonna sit under tower. We're gonna get insanely outpushed by Savannas and Medusa. It's actually really bad for us. We don't have the pressure this game like we did the last game, and Mousesports definitely play really well with the pressure. I think they like first picked Savannas just to get the pressure. So the plan right here is to do a bit of an unorthodox start, which is what we do sometimes when you're against really high pressure. Maniac's gonna start on red buff, and he's gonna with EmilZy, and he's gonna TP back to solo, and he's gonna actually be able to try and smack soul lane super hard, because he's gonna have a pretty big lead, and he's gonna have a red buff, and that's kind of our gameplay and plan. This game should just be to try and snowball soul lane. So also with this comes blocking the wave, and I'm gonna go ahead and block the wave with my 2 right here. So I'm just manipulating with the wave, making sure that it's not gonna be too bad. But this is where it gets really unfortunate. We get the worst possible start in duo, because Medusa is gonna see, oh yeah, they're not doing the wave, and then I'm barely gonna miss Medusa. So I don't see Medusa, so I'm like, oh guys, there's no one lane, they might be starting on a red buff or something, so I'm gonna go and scout right here, and I barely missed the Medusa again. And then they're like, oh okay, but just make sure I don't lose the buff. And then I missed the Savannas, and then Savannas and Medusa shows up, and I'm like, oh god damn it. And this is really well played by Mouse. They're actually gonna end up stealing the red buff. We get really poked out. This is a big part though, because right here Medusa beats, and that's really gonna help us out in the long run here. So now it just gets even worse, because I didn't realize I needed to use this one there in game. So I'm like, okay, we can do Peril buff. You can just go ahead and use your 1. We can secure this. So we're gonna go ahead and do a Peril buff right here. But here's what happens. So we get the sides right, but they steal the buff. I'm almost gonna also die for this, and you can see how far behind I am in XP. They got both of duo buffs. I'm just gonna go and farm back camps, because he realizes, okay, we're just gonna get zoned this lane. There's nothing to do. So the worst possible start that could have been avoided by me taking a more aggressive pathing like this to try and check. I should have just be more committed to checking. Also the purple buff, that we shouldn't just have done purple at all. Waited until EmilZy had his 1, so we could have coordinated that way better. That was just bad communication between EmilZy and I. But again, Emil's farming quite a bit. There's a ton of archers right here, so go ahead and focus on clearing that out. Luckily for us, Yaman on a hook is absolutely fracking in mid lane, so this game is not gonna end up as bad as it seems, because like we got a really horrible start. I think you guys can see it on the XP graphs right here, how we're still actually behind in the XP. This right here is when we start getting smacked. So what I'm doing here, right, is I'm level 1, so I can't walk up at all. So what I'm doing is I'm manipulating the wave. I'm blocking off the wave again, so I make sure that they can't soul nerfs. And this actually means that we're gonna get XP still, and we can't really ever get zoned with Terror in this scenario. So I'm playing back now. I realize Savannah's gonna have his pull. We don't really want to get poked. Remember, we're in for super greedy starts. We don't have potions. We don't want to fight at all. The good thing now is, since we're so far ahead in mid and jungle, we can actually still defend our dual buffs. And remember, Medusa doesn't have beads, so it's very risky for Medusa to go in here. I just try and block off the wave a bit again. Actually, there I tried to block Medusa's 2 more than anything, if I remember correctly. And this right here is just something I'm gonna do. I'm like, alright, they're gonna go ahead and try and invade our red buff. I should probably be there. So I'm just gonna start punching Savannas. Savannas running straight into red. Radiant's trying to blow it up right here, but they're not gonna do it. I get a double stun right here. They actually steal the red buff. However, adapting comes around. And remember, Medusa has no beads right here. So we get quite a bit of damage, and Savannas is actually just gonna get blown up right here. Medusa has no beads. So she almost dies there. She just manages to get out. I try and look for my 2-1. There's nothing to do about it, but we realize that their buff's up, so we're gonna go ahead and invade their buffs. I'm just gonna stay with Yaman. You see how mana hungry that the Puka is, man. Pop Puka. So I'm really far behind here, but it's not too bad because my team's getting really far ahead. We think right mid's up, however they're down, so I kind of misused my 2 right there. But we're getting their buffs right. We almost got their back camps as well. This game's going really well for us. They did get the red buff. We got a kill off it though, so we're just snowballing this game really hard off the mid pressure we're getting. I decided not to go to duo right here because I really need to help out Yaman because he's playing up hook. He's a bit behind, so just want to watch out. We realize they're going to come in behind right here. They actually jump on Yaman. Yaman's like, I might die, but it's a level 3. So Cat, I'm around. I'm just Yaman's bodyguard this game. That's pretty much just how I should play this game. I should be Yaman's bodyguard. Yaman's going to back here. I'm like, okay, I'll just go unleash the mid wave. I have nothing else to do. I could back potentially, but I might as well just make sure I soak the XP from mid right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try and clear out the wave here as best as I possibly can. I'm actually not gonna get any gold. That was pretty bad by me. I should have probably used my 2 and just double dashed it. I would have gotten the gold from that just at least. Go back right here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my tank boots. Again, tank boots are so well against all of that. They have so many dots on the team. They have Medusa. Every character on that team has a dot effect. But let's talk about this real fast. Alright, so you can see how EmilZy is getting zoned right here. So I'm just gonna start manipulating the wave again. I'm just gonna start blocking off the wave to make sure that all minions are going to be losing, which means EmilZy can't get zoned. And Terror is so good for that. So I'm just constantly making sure that my carries are getting in ahead in these games. Because I'm gonna be fine regardless, right? Like I'm just a bit behind, it doesn't really matter. I'm a support, like this is what I do. Don't know why I used my 2 there, there's definitely a fat finger, that's bad. Going back to the point of reinforced creeps, they have so much CCR, like they have so much CC and they have so many dot effects. We wanna invade here. Right here we should just try and look for the kill on Sylvanas, because he just kinda dies. He's very squishy, he decided to go cooldown boots as well. So right here I should just be clapping Sylvanas. I could have blocked him there, I actually missed the block. I'm gonna go ahead and 3-1 him instead. That was really poorly played by me, but we still got the kill. We bait him in, grab the red buff as well. I either block him off with the 2 a lot earlier, or then I just or then I like use my 3-1 or like just detonate my 2. I decided to do like a weird combination. He almost gets down. So this is kind of deja vu. I'm just back with Yaman in mid. Yaman is kind of out of mana again. And again, like this game, we actually shouldn't be winning early game, but we are because we got such a good start from mid, and we can translate that jungle pressure into dual lane pressure, and we're just gonna keep invading buff this game as well. So it's pretty much the same as last game, although this time we have this game we actually have the better late game, so we are not in a rush to do anything this game. You're not really gonna see us like overforce too hard because we realize, well, we have the better late game this game. We can just keep invading, but we're gonna keep pushing a lead, of course, but there's no reason to take unnecessary risks like we kind of did in game 1 because we realized we had to do it. So you can see how the XP and gold is now heavily in our favor. I'm gonna go ahead and grab only Thunder Scarp this game actually. I realized that the main threat to me right now is the magical damage. I'm not really scared of anyone else. Only Thunder is like the most insane item early on for fighting against magical damage specifically because it's really cheap. It gives you the mitigation. It gives you the MP5 more than anything, right? Like Terra is quite mana hungry. I didn't get cooldown boost, so I really need some mana sustain, and it's gonna give me that as well. I have crowd control reduction on it, so I'm just gonna be in a super good spot once I get that. So I'm gonna be quite unkillable this game. And again, now we're just waiting here, looking forward to the next red invade. And the goal right here should just really be to kill Sylvanas, because Sylvanas should be just such an easy kill. So we're gonna rotate around. And right here is one thing we should have done way better. It's like getting wards here. We actually get 2 wards from that. So like we get the D ward and then Yaman can actually walk in. I'm gonna look for a root right here. Stun Sylvanas. Realize I'm kind of alone. So I just back out. I probably went in a bit too early. You saw how adapting was like looking for that speed buff. He was going ham. Balls deep. He's gonna get Sylvanas. Sylvanas ult is gonna be used. Sylvanas pull. Then we see Medusa's a bit out of position. We did get the red buff. Remember, I see Saket jump Yaman. So I'm like, okay, Yaman's gonna need help here. I'm just gonna run down to Yaman. And that's just kind of the thing I need to do this game, right? I just need to bodyguard Yaman. So realize then right mid's right here, so I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna go ham here because I'm not really in any danger of dying. False out this jump. That means that they're gonna get zoned the full wave in mid now because there's no way that they can do anything about this. There's a Sylvanas here. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yo, I'm just gonna stun you. You guys are getting zoned for a full mid wave. And there's just these small things that are gonna keep extending our lead right now because this is a mid wave that they can't farm. So it's quite nice, not gonna lie. And again, the next objective is just to invade the next red buff. It's really, you see how Kenneth offset his speed timers, you can invade the stuff, and it's stuff like this. And I'm not, like, my job in fight should just be to engage the fight and then help Yaman. Because if I help Yaman, like, he's fine, you know. Again, I time my back. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Sentry Ward, get my Spellbound Kusari, and just more coasting until the next red invade is here, playing around Yaman. I need to peel for Yaman in fights, as I've been saying, just to make sure that he doesn't die. We really don't want that. And right here, Savannah is actually kind of really out of position, so I'm gonna go in here, place down my free. Nashville barely gets missed right there, but I think we might still go for the invade here. Because, like, okay, Nashville is down, but look at him lead to. He's at level 10 Jing Wei, man. Like, he's fine. So, right here, I'm looking for Sylvanas. I should just be looking to clap Sylvanas, although I don't really have an angle on him here to clap him. So, I realize I'm in a bit of trouble here with position-wise. The cat holds the minion, and bam. We're just gonna go ahead and they actually steal the red buff this time. We don't really get any kills. A lot of ults have been blown there. But we're gonna get the pearl buff. That was just bad by me. I should have just clapped the Sylvanas. I got in a position to that. Instead I went for like the wrong path where Medusa was able to poke me out. I'm gonna get pulled in right here. Take the Sylvanas ult, take the Medusa dash, but again, I'm just so tanky at this point with the reinforced creeps that I actually managed to barely get out right here. And this is also really big because Sylvanas ult is down right now, which means that thing has a timing now when you can kill the Sylvanas. Sylvanas is super squishy to Kenneth, and of course, more than anything, Yaman, right? Yaman's super far ahead. He has this big top now. He's in a good spot. And now this right here, it's gonna be another red invade. And then on the next red invade, we're gonna do something quite interesting. Again, I'm just farming. Like this really, I'm just gonna skip over the parts in between the red invades. There's gonna be a pause. Try and skip over that. It was not too long of a pause. So like the whole point here is the red invades. Then right here, Radiant actually, I get his thing. I'm gonna use my free one on him, and he's just dead. I probably should have ulted there. I reached him with my club. We realized, well, he got greedy with his beats. He didn't think he had to use it, and then he just died because Apuk is insane, man. What else can I say? So next red invade. This time big man is dead. It's the only different. We can look for Dardus in mid right here. He should probably just die in a sash ult. I see Zaket this here, so I'm like, yo, Zaket, I'm gonna face down my free, and then I'm just gonna play up in their face. Missed the sash, but the real objective here is just invading the red buff. And once again, this time more than anything, we just get the red buff free. And you can see Zaket is constantly looking for counter invasion. He's actually gonna get our back camps, but it doesn't really matter because we're getting back camps. Old Sylvanas here. Sylvanas goes in the air. You see how I'm positioning just in front of a Radiant there, so that Radiant can't like go in and ult or like do something to Yaman. Because like again, if Baron or like Radiant gets a sold off on Yaman might actually not be able to get the kill on Sylvanas. So by me playing totally up in big man's face, that actually ensures we get that. Emilito gets out here. He says he needs some help. Kenneth is gonna go ahead and get the purple buff, and we get the neutral farm. So right here, I actually make a call. I'm like, okay guys, now we invaded red buff like 4 times in a row. So what we're gonna do this time, they're gonna expect us to do red buff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start Gold Fury, and I'll pretend like I'm invading red buff, and hopefully they'll have no idea that we are actually doing Gold Fury. You can see they have absolutely 0 wards on the map right now. That's why I made sure we got the oracles. And I say, okay guys, get gold. Maniac, you just play normal, don't rotate at all. This is just gonna be a very good example of how you can utilize these kind of hidden threat by like actually being able to get objectives off it. So we're gonna push in one more wave, and then right before the next red buff is gonna spawn, we're gonna pull the Gold Fury, and they're gonna be expecting us to be around red, right? But instead we're gonna be around gold. So I'll just start positioning around red, like, yo, I wanna invade red. We're gonna push in the waves, like, we wanna invade red, right? This is what it looks like for them. It just looks like another red invade. So Get is playing really far up. You see Emilito rotating as well. It still looks like a red invade, and now they are gonna go and do gold. But while they're doing gold, I'm posturing here. I'm using my free. I'm acting like I'm gonna invade the red buff, and that's just a free gold for you. And actually, I think, am I getting engaged on here? I don't think I do get engaged on. And bam, again, we have the late game. There's no reason for us to, for me to go for the red buff there, because we just have the better late game. So Savannah's gonna get caught out of position in mid. I think I probably should have ulted here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try and kill Sylvanas with my release, with my free one. Bam, that, he's gonna die. We just use 2 ults, get the advanced kill. That's pretty fine. EmilZy calls for help once again, but he's A-okay. We can probably get the purple invade off here as well. I'm around and more coasting. Look for the Medusa right here. I'm gonna look for the clap on there. I miss it though, and we're just gonna back off here. They could possibly do PK right here. I think Mania is aware it's gonna happen. A Pyromancer, so they're actually not gonna go ahead and get away with it. So now there's not a lot happening. Just poking out the cat here, a bit unnecessary. We let Radiant is around and just dash out. Item wise, I have enough. For I got my Oni's Hunter, so I completely missed my items there because I was skipping between red invades. I got my Oni's Hunters. I'm getting my my Lotus Crown, of course. And right now, I'm just more than anything waiting for level 12 so I can get another back in and I can finish my Lotus Crown. Right now, I have a really good back. I'm just playing up right here because look what happened. EmilZy rotated over now because he's staying away. He gave up a deal wave, and I'm just playing up in mid right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and dash out of here because we got Pyromancer and they can't really do anything about it. So Cat dashes in here, and I'm just gonna kind of play up in her face. I don't really have a chance to steal the mid camp really here. I missed my 2, and she's gonna walk on out of there. Although Medusa here, I'm like, oh, I can go for this kill right here, but I try and force her beats. I go super deep for this. EmilZy tells me, well, I can't really follow up, but missed the 2 unfortunately, and she's gonna get out of there. Next red invade again. This is really greedy by me. Like, I'm really overstayed right here. I should really try and back. Poor Sylvanas just gets absolutely smacked for like the 20th time this game. We're gonna go ahead and push mid tower here, I think. But they're actually gonna proxy the mid wave, so we can't push mid tower. So instead we're gonna go left, I believe. What's the call here? Or we're just gonna reset. They're farming our back camps on cooldown, but we're farming their buffs as well, so it's not that bad. I'm gonna back here, get my Lotus Crown. I'm getting sprint again. We kind of want sprint and shell every game. I made this video specifically talking about relics. Go and watch that if you're into that. But I want to have questions about that, I guess, more than anything. So I got my Lotus Crown. I'm really tanky right now. I got my sprint. I'm in a super good spot. I swapped the relics around just like I wanted. As you can see how we're going into kills on left. And now EmilZy's in trouble, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, he's fine. And then just zone the Shongri. Bam. I just popped the heal there just to make sure that no one was around, and then I turn around and try to start zoning with Shong. Shong doesn't have blink this game, which is a pretty huge factor, so you guys can see how we're just constantly like extending our leads with the red invades, Pyromancers, Gold Furies, etc. So again, next up is probably just pushing towers here, rotating EmilZy over, try and get some towers, get an early fire giant if that's something if that's something we want to look for. So just small farming, nothing really happening. I'm blocking the wave right here so they get zoned even in mid, just because why not. And now we're gonna look to push in the mid tower. See EmilZy made a rotation. So right here the goal is gonna be to stun Sylvanas. I completely messed up my 2 and he's actually gonna get just down out of there. I think Dardus is trolling a bit this game, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go ahead and tank up the tower while EmilZy's gonna go ahead and grab it. That thing gets Medusa into the air and she's gonna die here. So you see I'm just bodyguarding my backline. I've realized EmilZy, he said he has no beats right now. He has no ult if I remember correctly. So I'm just playing around him. Yaman managed to kill Spudio. And we realize, okay, gold is spawning, left is up. I'm just going to be staying mid. If I keep Sylvanas in mid, that's going to be good for me. Radiant is going to go right. So right here, what's going to happen is we're going to push the left tower. And then we're going to look for gold. So what I actually try and do right here is I try and fake out the Radiant. Because it should be called right now that I'm going to Radiant. However, sadly, that I did not know is that they have a ward here. So I tried to do a little circle here. So Radiant couldn't push the tower. But I realized, okay, Radiant's going to push the tower. And then I'm just going to go there and defend the tower, obviously. Radiant's gonna get on out of there. I can't really stop his back. Not that I would have been able to solo him either way. He's just split pushing, and that's kind of just what I'm doing. I'm just trying to prevent split pushing. And Cat is just looking for our farm. He's probably gonna get a red buff here as well. But we're getting a tier 2 on the other side of the map. It doesn't really matter. Like, we're still in a really good spot. I'm just pushing up waves right now. I'm like, oh, they might actually be in trouble here. And while I'm doing this, let's see what happens here. So, Jingwei, EmilZy goes ham. He gets killed. Apuk is in trouble. Yaman barely gets out. Medusa misses all. Bam. Ends up being a good fight somehow. And meanwhile, I was just farming. This is just me, man. I'm just coasting. This whole game is just coasting. You guys are probably raging by coasting by now, because I'm recording these quite like well, it's still like it's gonna be like some days before I record it to when they get out. Just because I'm doing like recording sessions or whatever. I can't really upload everything I do in one day. That would be boring and extremely hard to swallow. So we get gold here as well. We actually see Shangri on the map here. My item choice is going to be Emperor's Armor. Again, I'm getting Emperor's Armor this game because we're so far ahead. And what we want to do to extend our lead is just to push towers. So why not get Emperor's Armor? It's like the best item for tower sieging. So let's just get that item. This game, luckily unfortunately I don't have to sell my Guardian's Blessing. I'm gonna go over here and check Pyromancer. Just drop a ward and make sure they're not on. This cat kind of just does the mid camp. She kind of ignores me. She realizes, yeah, I don't think EmilZy's gonna die. He's probably a bit too tanky. They're around Pyromancer again. I drop that aggressive ward. Sylvanas goes in the air and I'm like, okay, well he's dead. Saket's on Yaman. I'm just trying to be Yaman's bodyguard. EmilZy pulls Pyromancer and okay, help EmilZy. Go ahead here and scout, make sure no one's around. I see the Radiant. I'm just gonna go ham on Radiant. My biggest objective here is just to make sure Radiant gets thrown out of here. You see, I'm barely taking any damage from the Radiant. I did take like 600 damage, but it's like a fifth of my health. So we're actually on fire here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do fire. The cats come in. I'm gonna drop my ult right here, and I think I can secure fire here with my 2. That was really risky because the cat probably could have stolen that, but we managed to pull it off. And instantly here we're gonna go ahead and push right. We're like, okay, fuck the Medusa on left. She's probably gonna get that tower regardless. Let's just go right. Let's make sure we get this. We're gonna push in here. Look how I'm using my heals just to make sure that EmilZy can get some healing while he's on the way up here. Again, Emperor's Armor doing work. If we're like, this is 20 seconds, man. We can probably even get the Phoenix, and we're actually gonna go ahead and push for the Phoenix. And we are going to get it as well. Bam! Phoenix down. And right now we're like, okay, let's just get out. We probably have a lot of gold in hand right now. We just wanna chill. We wanna reset, make sure we spend our gold, and we're gonna grab the mid tower before. Probably a bit of a greedy call. Probably shouldn't have done that. But it's alright. Back out here, grab the red buff. And more chilling. More coasting. I'm gonna get... Ooh, I'm getting Talisman of Energy, an item that I just got buffed. Because that's also a really good item for sieging. And why not? You know, when you're sieging, you're so far ahead. I can kind of get away with this. Didn't really need Spirit Rope. Like, I'm in a really good spot. Antagonist wise as well. I have the CC I need. Cooldown reduction. Meh. Just kind of want to make my team do as much as possible. That's kind of what Terra's all about, buffing your team. So why not amplify that a bit? See Sylvanas up here. He's just kind of AFKing, having a good time. Dardus being Dardus. We're gonna push the left Phoenix right here. So like again, my goal in this fight, while we go on Sylvanas here, poke him out kind of hard, and poor Dardus is just dead. He's just kind of trolling. But in meanwhile here, we actually go super ham in mid, and this right here is a big mistake. Because while we're going ham and mid, that means that they die, and now we get the Phoenix in left, fortunately. But Kenneth's gonna be in trouble here. He missed his ult on Medusa, he won't be able to do anything. Now I'm gonna be in trouble as well for this. I'm just pretty dead right here, I think. Oh no, I'm just gonna get on out of there. EmilZy goes super deep. Yaman is super deep. This is just undisciplined, and this is just bad. Like, this whole sequence of play is bad. I know I fast forwarded that a bit, and that's kind of bad, but the whole game plan there after we kill Sylvanas is just like, we wanted Maniac and adapting to push up mid, and like when Maniac and then like rotate over to us, but we killed the Sylvanas. We're like, okay, we might as well take the Phoenix, but then they go in and mid. I believe adapting missed his ult on Medusa, and Maniac went in anyway, and then it was kind of committed, which was bad. I go there, which means EmilZy has to tank the Phoenix. They do get the left Phoenix, but we kind of die 3 people for that. It's really not worth it. It was just a bad play overall. Like, I guess we can rewind and just catch it out here. See if we can find it. So we're gonna push up here, right? We're taking these guys mid to protect the wave. Caught Medusa out here while we kill Sylvanas in left. And you guys can see how it just goes down the drain. Like, we're really split right now. And then this rotation comes in right here, which is even worse. And bam. It's just sad for days. And Yaman and I are gonna get out. I'll try and help him EmilZy, but like, okay, you're just dead. See ya. And then it's just about getting Yaman out. So it's really unfortunate. Now we're just chilling until the next FT really. We get our Gold Fury. I'm gonna go ahead and back sell my Guardian's Blessing, really try and get that Spirit Robe online. I'm manned off Discord, which it probably should be a man on Discord. FD's up again. fire after 25 minutes is definitely a lot stronger because of the amplified effects. So we're still in a pretty good spot. It was just an unnecessary throw more than anything, which we have been very punished by in past games. So we got pretty lucky again that FD was not up. They couldn't really do anything at all off that mouse, which is a really big thing, because if FD was up there, they potentially could have done FD and they could have turned the game around. So super necessary what we did right there. So there's been 2 pretty greedy plays right now. The one around gold and then like that one right there. But I'm not really a big part of this game anyway, man. We do fire. Just more chilling and then see if we can break this fight down. My screen is really just blacking out right now. Second monitor OP. I hear Kid and speed. I'm like, oh, they just got speed. Again, I realize I'm probably safe here. Try and get her Magi's. Like, just ignore this cat. Can we just go right? She's just gonna try and proxy waves at this point. She won't even be here for the fight in time. So my objective is to initiate the fight and then make sure that Yaman is safe. I mean, he's just gonna be able to peel for himself, but Yaman can't. He's playing a hook, so let's look at the fight right here. You see, I placed it 3 defensively to get the Lotus current proc here on 4 of our characters. Try and get Shonki's Magi's, although I miss. Sylvanas gets taken into the air. I dash in here, which is kind of bad, but I get a really big ult off. And then it's just straight back to peeling Yaman. Pop my shell here. Shell actually really doesn't anything, because Yaman had a really good Aegis anyway. Pop my sprint now. And it's just kind of free. Look at how I'm constantly like paying attention to this cat here. I'm always like waving my head around. I'm like, is the cat gonna go on Yaman? And I'm just bodyguarding Yaman this fight and adapting and Maniac are so far ahead that they can just go ahead and grab it, and that's pretty much just gonna be the victory, right? Bam. End the game. Again, this could be a bit of a risky end call, but FD's not up. Again, same as last game. If they try or if they kill us here, like I get my first death as well, which is kind of rough by the way, but oh well. There's the graphs. If they kill us and we won't be able to end, they can't really do anything of it. They won't be able to end. They can't get fired. They can't do something like that. So game over. A few mistakes, but that was pretty boring from my perspective. I didn't really do anything besides like around the buffs, but that's mainly just them doing well, my team, and just me defending from split push, which is kind of sad, but it's alright. It happens. Commend my team here. Let's go ahead and see. Here's the stats. Again, pause if you guys are interested in looking at the pre-game stats here. A post-game, not pre-game. And all the builds. I would have finished off with Mantle of Discord, then upgraded my shell, and wouldn't have gotten a purple version. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of In Hindsight. This was episode 8 already, man. I hope you did. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. Leave some constructive feedback as well. Yaman Pook is coming for you. Player Pook mid, it's OP. Until next time, everyone. Peace out.